So if you own an 07 to 13 Silverado and you want some of the most affordable protection for the paint surrounding your fenders, you should be checking out Carrichs stainless steel black fender flares that we just threw on our truck. I personally like these a lot because, again, they are some of the most affordable flares we currently sell, and nonetheless they are actually one of the only pairs available that are made out of stainless steel. Most other flares are oversized and they are made out of a plastic material. That's not to say they're any cheaper in quality, but I'm just a fan of good old stainless, and I'm also a fan of how understated and simplistic these look. They're definitely going to hug the flare a little bit more than other options, and I think that would be great if you're going to be taking your truck off-road or if you're squeezing through some tight spaces. Nonetheless, because they are stainless, they will definitely stand up to daily abuse, especially if you take your truck off-road. Again, these will resist rust and corrosion, and in my experience with these flares, the matte black finish on this does hold up quite well to minor dents and dings. Now, the install is pretty straightforward as well. There is a little bit of drilling required, but I promise you it's very straightforward. You can get it done at home with basic hand tools, and it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to an hour. So the install gets a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on my patented difficulty meter nonetheless. So if you like the way these flares look, go ahead and stick around. I'm going to show you the install step by step. To install your Silverado's fender flares, you will need the following tools: some gaff tape or masking tape, a Phillips head screwdriver, a 7/64 drill bit, and a power drill. So like I said, even though you do have to drill into the inner fender liner to install these, it's still a pretty straightforward job. We're going to mock up where our fender flares are going to live, and we're going to tape them down with some gaff tape. Once we've done that, we can start drilling. All right, once you've got your fender flare lined up and flush and you're happy with where it's sitting, you can start to drill. There are pre-drilled holes inside the flare itself. You're going to use those as a guide. You're going to grab a 7/64 drill bit and you're going to go all the way through those holes. Once you've drilled all the holes out, you're going to grab these supplied self-tapping Phillips head screws and you're going to screw the flare in place. All right, once you've drilled those 5 holes out using the flare as a guide, you're going to grab 5 of the Phillips head screws and you're going to secure the new flare to the vehicle. All right, now that we have our front flare secured, we're going to do the same thing to the rear. It's the same exact process. You're going to put the flare up over the fender, you're going to mock up where you want it to sit, and we're going to tape it down. Now, if your truck has bigger tires like ours does, it's going to be a little bit difficult to drill all the holes out and make sure that they're flush. So to make it easy on ourselves, we just went ahead and we pulled our wheel and tire off. So as you can see, the install on these flares is pretty straightforward. Even with a little bit of drilling, it's nothing you can't tackle at home. And with that in mind, that actually wraps up my review and install of Carrichs stainless steel fender flares fitting your 07 to 13 Silverado. I'm Travis, thanks for watching. Keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.